On the topic of Lukaku, you played against him.
Yeah.
I mean, how difficult a striker is he when you're facing up against... He's huge. He's a tank.
Yes, he's powerful. He's left-footed. He has a great strike as well. He's good in the box. So he needs crosses. So he didn't find his form, obviously, and the way the club played before, the team played before, he was struggling. He didn't have enough balls. Now I think when Ole came, he was the striker. He knows what strikers need, and the balls, they're playing more forward. And he's more involved, and he seems like that he's more enjoying more.
Is he a Manchester United player for you, through and through? Do you see him there in the long term? Because he's still relatively young. He's mid-20s.
But if you see the market, I think definitely he is. I think he scored the goals. He proved that he can do well in the Premier League. He played for Everton for a few years, and he was the top scorer in the Premier League. So we all know that he can score the goals. And so, honestly, you have to see United way he's playing at the moment. I think it's good for him.
Does he remind you of Drogba?
Yes, a bit, but I think he can use the strength even more. I think he's
even more.
Yeah, even more. So I think he needs more crosses. Obviously, playing before with some players going always inside, he was struggling to get the chances. But I think with more crosses and obviously ball playing forward, I think he will score much more goals for United.
No doubt about it, in my opinion, the United squad from day one of this season was a very good squad. Very talented players. You cannot tell me that Pogba isn't a top-class player. You cannot tell me that Lukaku will not score goals in the English Premier League. Okay, it's about how they were set out, how the head coach, which was Mourinho at the time, wanted them to play. And they didn't enjoy it. There was disharmony within the camp. Simple as that. Somebody said to me, could anybody else have done the job that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done? I said, yes, I believe so, because the first thing you had to do go in there was to put a smile on everybody's face. You've got the talent there. Ryan Giggs could have done it, for example, but he was with Wales. Ince, I think, definitely, yes. A lot of players. Nemanja Vidic could have done it. Yeah? You would have taken that job, wouldn't you? You could have turned that round.
Everyone would take that job. Who refused to take that job? But we should give credit to Ole. I think he did fantastic
Having
job.
said that, yes, he's the man who's gone in with the opportunity, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man who's delivered. So, yeah, you have to give him full credit.
It seems like every player has stepped it up under the new manager. Everybody has just increased their performance abilities 100-fold, except for Alexis Sanchez. Now, I know he's out injured, but do you see him staying with the club in the long term or not?
I think, first of all, we have to wait who will be the manager, because club didn't decide yet.
Hypothetically, if it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where everybody seems to be performing better, Pogba, Lukaku, like you've mentioned, Sanchez, would you keep him or not?
I think the way is the things at the moment, I don't think Ole has him for the next season, because he didn't perform. He didn't give nothing to him that he's going to keep him there. But he's a top player. But I think what is Ole thinking, what is the positions that are more important than actually maybe the way the Sanchez playing. I think what is the club struggling, if they have a few injuries with the Pogba and Matic, they need a midfield player.
Who would you be looking at in that case? In terms of signings for Manchester United, let's just say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a job.
I think as a Man United player, and what I believe, that Man United need a midfield player who's going box to box. Someone who will score the goals as well. Because you cannot rely just on the striker and wingers to score the goal. You need from the midfield players goals. So you need to strengthen there. I think defenders, a lot of criticism towards defenders, but if I compare the defenders to other Premier League teams, I don't think Man United is behind other teams. I think maybe need a right back. That's the position then probably they have to strengthen, maybe a left back, because I think these positions, they're very important because of you never know with the injuries, and we know that Valencia is injured for a long time. He's not playing no more. We have Ashley Young. He can play left and right, but he's not his original position. So I think 3-4 positions, they're very important, and it depends who will leave and who will come.
Which players have you watched Because you're living in Italy now, you're from Serbia, you've seen football from across the entire European continent, maybe South American football or North American football. Is there anybody that you would love to see play at Manchester United?
I think, like we spoke before, Lukaku didn't play well, isn't it, in the first half of the season, and say he didn't play well because he didn't enjoy it, didn't play his role the way he want to play, or the way he's best at. So I think that the player who come to the club has to fit in, and it not necessarily has to be the top player. Has to be maybe a young player who's bring the energy, have a right attitude, and I think that's very important. It's not just about bringing the top player and give him big money, and could be like 20 years old boy who's gonna improve next to the Matic and Pogba, and he will not play the whole matches, but he'll have 10, 15 games a season, and he will improve, and in 2 years' time he will be leader of the team. I think that in this direction, I think club will look if Ole stay as a manager. That's what I believe.
Anybody catch your eye across Europe, Harry?
Well, I think...
or England?
Well, I think if we look at the Champions League quarterfinals at the moment, and you look at those clubs, I think that's the marketplace that Manchester United are looking at. I also tend to agree with Nemanja that they don't maybe necessarily need another marquee signing. You know, it's about not only the quality of the player, but the quality of the person himself that is so important.
Okay, so let me throw out a name, because this is the one that's been most linked. Toby Alderweireld. Because they've extended his contract at Spurs, which means now there's a buyout clause of about 25, 26 million, I believe.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, for 25 million, Toby Alderweireld is an absolute bargain, to be honest with you. And I'm not sure that Spurs can keep him. I'm really not sure. And yes, I think he would be, because he's the right type of character. He's very calm, he's very sensible, but he's a top central defender. I think he would be a perfect buy for Manchester United. I think he'd be a perfect buy for most of the big clubs in Europe, to be honest.
Would you like to see Toby Alderweireld?
Yeah, like I said before, of course, but I think you have to have a priority. And if you ask me, honestly, what I see as a player, I think if you want to play the Champions League, if you want to next season, if you want to challenging for the Premier League, you need to strengthen midfield player. You need the depth. You have to have a depth in a midfield area, because in defenders you still have 5 defenders.
Yeah.
Still can rotate, still can find a way. It seems like the defenders doing well at the moment.
Certainly the case.